Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Had a lot of folks that's been watching some of our fishing videos that's asked a few questions about how we rig up for crappie fishing. And first of all, I want to tell everybody thank you for watching our crappie fishing videos. My brother-in-law Danny and my buddy Tim and myself, we really love crappie fishing, and we have a lot of fun making the videos, and I appreciate you guys watching them. I'll kind of start off with how we normally rig. Typically what we use as far as our rod and reel, we use a 10-foot medium action rod. This particular one just happens to be a Wally Marshall signature series that you used to get at Bass Pro Shops. But unfortunately, Wally Marshall is no longer sponsored by Bass Pro. From what I understand, he is going with Mr. Crappie. So hopefully he'll have some more rod and reels out on the market that'll be comparable to these. Because I tell you what, I've had real good success out of this rod and reel combination, and I really like it. It works real good. Alrighty guys, here's a kind of a small assortment of some of the things that I use as far as when we do our crappie fishing. And the main thing that we always use, this is a 1/16 ounce jig head. And as you can see, it's just kind of what I'd call a minnow head. It's unpainted, and it all has is just a little old barb down here on the end that'll hold either your tube jig or whatever soft plastic that you decide to put on that. And that works pretty good right there. Of course, you know, there's any color under the sun that you can think of as far as tube jigs that you can put on. Typically green and chartreuse, and also this orange and chartreuse. Old Tim kind of showed me these here last year, and I've had real good success with those. Seems like those do real good in the muddier or stained water in the afternoons. Looks like the black and chartreuse really does better for me, like early in the mornings for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just happens to work. But you know, for different locations, you know, different colors seem to work better or less. Just some of them, like the ones with the sparklies in them, I kind of like to use those from time to time, especially in stained water, because it will catch your attention. Also, I use these from time to time. These are what I call, this is like a swimming minnow body. It's got a little Mr. Twister tail on it. So if you're moving them around, they have a lot of action, and they'll attract crappie pretty good. So is this here. This is a panfish assassin. That's called a baby shad, and you can tell it's real soft, so it has lots of action to it. And it works really good too. Now, one other thing that I do like to use with our jigs, this is called a stick guard. And what these do, this is just a clear plastic little addition that you add to your jig. This is made out of the same soft plastic as like your tube jigs and your little minnow bodies there. This is just made out of clear soft plastic. And the way this works is when you're rigging up your jig body, you take your jig head here and you just run this right through the very end of it, just like that. Then you put it right up against the jig head, just like so. Okay. Then you take whatever jig you're going to attach. Go ahead and put that on, just like that. Then you take the end of this and you just stick it right in the end of your hook. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and pull it all the way through to where the point protrudes just a little bit, so it has kind of a path to follow. And what that does is when you're bumping that jig down through brush and sticks and limbs and stuff underwater, you can kind of bump up against that stuff, and you won't just be snagging on everything that comes by. But when that crappie gets on there, you can set the hook on him and you got him. This right here has saved me many countless hours of having to tie on jigs over and over again, because you know, a lot of times those crappie are up in that brush, and the only way you're going to get at them, you got to get down in there, and you got to bump around in them sticks and things and stuff to get in there. And if you just got that hook exposed, you're going to spend a lot of time tying jigs on. This works really good. Those are made by a company called Laker. You can get those through Bass Pro, and a lot of different fishing online catalogs and stuff have them. They make them in 3 different sizes. This particular size that we're using for this 1/16 ounce jig is going to be the medium size. They work really good. Now, one other thing that we use is, this is the type of bobber that we like. This is made by Carlisle. This is a number 510 balsa wood fishing float. And the reason why we like to use these is because they're easy to attach. You just got a little spring and a clip in there. You clip your line in there. What it also makes it easy to do is, if you want to adjust your depth when you're going from one fishing location to another, you know, you might want to try several different depths to figure out where those crappie are at. So it makes it real easy. You can just slide this up and down the line pretty easy. The other reason why we like to use these is, there again, working with a 1/16 ounce jig, this floats right about here, so you can really keep an eye on that bobber and watch what you're doing, because a lot of times when a crappie gets on that, You know, of course, they'll pull it under, but sometimes they'll kind of come up on it and they'll pull up on it. I've actually seen that jig, as it comes up, the old bobber will lay down like that when that crappie's kind of taking it into her mouth. So you can see that this bobber is very sensitive to the action of a 1/16 ounce jig. So you can really see what those crappie are doing, and you won't miss near as many strikes that way. Another reason I like to use this style of bobber is since your line is all the way down here at the bottom, if you're jigging along and you're kind of giving it a little action, you're not really making a lot of disturbance on the water, especially if you're running real shallow, but you can just give that thing a little tug, and what it does is actually pulls it in from the bottom just like that. And so you get a lot of action on the jig without creating a lot of action up on top of the water, so it doesn't scare the crappie off. It works really well. I do like these. Well, alrighty guys, so that's how we like to rig up here for crappie fishing here in Arkansas. Hope it's helpful information to you guys. Hope it helps you out a little bit. So what I'd like to know is, how do y'all like to rig for y'all's crappie fishing? Drop me a comment or a video response down here in the D-Race tackle box down here below. And hope y'all catch a big old mess of something. And as always, appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one. Let's go catch some crappie, boys.
Yes, it's big one.
What you got there?
One of them there grease getters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dandy right there, boys. Good looking crappie.
Not bad.